Where are those damn pictures of my older models? Turn hut! This is my video response to Generalsplatton's another contest video, video 86. In it, he asked us how to describe how we'd improved as a painter. So get to it. I've only been in this hobby 1.5 years now. I started in about August of would be '09, August '09. I was still in sixth form then. I was introduced to it by a good friend of mine, my best friend, and so I haven't been in the hobby that long, but the amount I've learned is actually ridiculous now that I look back on it. Originally, I was your standard skill of painter, pretty nasty work that I'd come out with. I was quite a perfectionist, so I always wanted to improve. So, but I started off fairly awful, to be honest. I wish I still had some of my older models to show you a comparison of then and now, but my original models were so awful that I've thrown them away. I started off with Space Marines. I started off with the Assault and Black Reach set because it was cheap at the time and I didn't have much money. Still don't have much money now, to be honest. But I started off with the Assault and Black Reach set, paint them up as Raven Guard. Basically, I began with basic painting skills. The bareheaded sergeant on the Assault and Black Reach set, he just had a pink head, eyes weren't coloured, his face wasn't shaded at all. You couldn't see any of the wrinkles or whatever on his head, and all of the details, like the Aquila that's on his backpack, was just painted bolt gun metal with a little bit of black wash on it. Nothing significant. And when you compare it to now, by the time I got my Assault and Black Reach set painted, it was about the beginning of last year. So when you look, I compare it to what I've done recently. My most recent piece was my Pedro Counters model, and my painting has improved a ridiculous amount. I've learned how to do all sorts of techniques. Back then, the only techniques I really knew how to do were dry brushing and washing, and I didn't even know how to wash then blend into washes like after it had dried to like to make the colours stand out a bit more, and to make it look like actual shading, not just as if I'd slapped some wash on. So yeah, now I've learnt to wet blend. I know how to layer properly. I know how to glaze. Every single one of my techniques that I use has improved tenfold, I would say. Just because I started just a bit more than a year ago. So yeah, I've learnt through Generalsplatton's videos. I've learnt through gill painting, notably. She was the only YouTube channel that I actually knew about all the way back then. That and mini wargaming, and I hadn't even discovered many of the YouTube channels. So yeah, those were the only really things that I had to go on YouTube video wise. I used forums, I used everything. As I said before, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I was kind of a bit OCD about my army looking as good as I possibly could. That is actually why when I painted up my army first as Raven Guard, then I changed my colour scheme completely from the ground up to like a green and dark grey colour scheme, just so that I could use my new techniques and improve my techniques on painting colour, on painting rather than just spray priming it black and then putting a few details over the top, not even highlighting the black or anything on the Raven Guard. So I could do. Now I do colours. I use washes. I use layering on top of my washes to really help the colour stand out. Yeah, so I stripped my entire Raven Guard army and changed my entire colour scheme, just so that I could, because I was so, I really was so disgusted by my original work that I threw away a lot of my models, and I completely stripped them and started again from scratch, redid my entire Space Marine army. I only had about 750 points when I stripped it, and now I have 1,500 completely repainted in my new colour scheme. And now I'm starting to notice again the same pattern happening. Now in the beginning of this year, now that I've in December I learned how to wet blend from YouTube videos, and now that I'm using it a lot more, I'm beginning to notice that some of my older work from middle of last year or end of last year are not as good as my current work that I've done a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, my painting, in short, has improved so much that I've changed my army for it. Hey, just before I go, here's some pictures of my painting work. I'm sorry for the crappy quality. Some I've managed to recover off internet accounts and stuff, but you get the general idea. The first one is from about January, I would say, of last year. So it's my Assault and Black Reach Captain. It's a bit zoomed in, and that's the kind of stage of skill that I got to. The second one is about, I would say July/August of last year, and that's my Raven Guard captain, Storm Shield, Relic Blade, whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's not a quite complete picture. I managed to recover it off the Bolter and Chainsword. It's the only picture I've got. The last one is my Forest Brethren captain, that's Countess Pedro Cantor.